Your baby does fall asleep, but they won't stay asleep. Maybe bedtime initially goes well and then they wake 40 minutes later. Maybe they wake every couple of hours all night long. Maybe early mornings have become relentless. Maybe naps are short and fragmented and never seem restorative. This is often the point where parents start spiraling. Is it overtiredness, undertiredness, a sleep regression, a sleep association, a feeding issue, a developmental leap? The truth is, fragmented sleep is incredibly common in infancy and early childhood, but understanding why it's happening requires a much more nuanced look at sleep biology than most people are ever given. Hi, I'm Lyndsey, paediatric nurse, IBCLC, and co-founder of the Holistic Sleep Coaching Program, where we train practitioners around the world to support infant and child sleep through a biology, development, regulation, and relationship lens rather than rigid behavioural sleep formulas. One of the biggest misconceptions in the sleep space is the idea that waking itself is the problem, because waking between sleep cycles is actually normal. The question is not, why is the child waking? The question is, why are they fully waking and needing support to resettle? That's what we're going to unpack today. Human sleep is not one long continuous state. We move through cycles of lighter and deeper sleep throughout the night. Adults do this too. The difference is that most adults transition between cycles without fully waking or needing support. Babies and young children often can't. Their sleep architecture is immature. Their nervous systems are immature. Their regulation capacities are immature. So partial arousals between cycles are completely normal. This is why parents often say, my baby only sleeps 45 minutes. They wake every 2 hours. They wake after one sleep cycle every single night. Those timings are not random. They reflect normal biological transitions between sleep cycles. Now, here's where things become more individual. Not all children experience these transitions in the same way. Some drift smoothly between cycles. Others wake fully and immediately signal for support. Why? Usually it's a combination of factors. Temperament plays a huge role. Highly alert, sensitive, or reactive babies tend to wake more fully. Regulation matters too. If a child is already slightly dysregulated, transitions between sleep cycles become harder. Development can massively affect sleep continuity as well. Motor leaps, language bursts, separation awareness, illness, teething, and environmental changes can all increase night waking temporarily. And then there's sleep pressure. Sleep pressure is the gradual biological pressure to sleep that builds while we're awake. If sleep pressure is too low, sleep often becomes lighter and more fragmented. This is one reason why excessive daytime sleep can sometimes contribute to frequent waking, false starts, split nights, or very early mornings. Not because naps are bad, but because there's only so much total sleep the body needs across 24 hours. This is where sleep advice often becomes too simplistic. People hear sleep breeds sleep, but biologically, that's not how sleep works. Sometimes longer naps genuinely help a child feel more regulated and rested, and sometimes those naps reduce overall sleep pressure and cost the family sleep at night. Context matters enormously. This is also where feeding gets unfairly blamed. Parents are often told they only wake because they feed to sleep. But feeding itself is not inherently the issue. The real question is, what helps this child transition back into sleep during partial arousal? For many babies, feeding is simply the fastest and most effective regulating tool available. It offers comfort, connection, nervous system settling, pain relief, and yes, sometimes calories as well. A child who feeds back to sleep is not necessarily waking because they fed previously. They may simply not yet have the neurological maturity to resettle independently between cycles consistently. That's very different from saying something's gone wrong. Now let's talk about early mornings, because this is one of the most frustrating sleep struggles families experience. Early morning sleep is biologically lighter. Sleep pressure is lower by this point in the night. Cortisol naturally begins rising toward morning, and most children simply struggle to maintain consolidated sleep once they hit those lighter early cycles. This is why a child may sleep relatively well until 4:30 4:30 or 5 a.m. and then suddenly seem impossible to resettle. It's also why overly early bedtimes can sometimes backfire. If the child has essentially completed their required amount of sleep overnight, they may simply be finished sleeping. Again, this doesn't mean parents have failed, it means biology matters. So what helps? The answer depends on why the sleep is fragmented. Helpful questions include: does total sleep align with this child's actual sleep needs? Are naps reducing overnight sleep pressure? Is the child dysregulated, highly sensitive temperamentally, going through development, needing more connection, overstimulated, low sleep needs, or genuinely needing more support overnight right now? Sometimes small adjustments help enormously. Things like reviewing total sleep, looking at bedtime timing, supporting regulation, reducing overstimulation, increasing connection, adjusting expectations, or simply understanding what is developmentally normal. And sometimes fragmented sleep is simply part of a developmental season that gradually improves with maturation. So if your baby won't stay asleep, it doesn't automatically mean you've created bad habits, you've failed, or your child is broken. Waking between sleep cycles is biologically normal. The real question is, what is making this child fully wake and needs support to return to sleep? And once you understand the roles of sleep pressure, regulation, temperament, development, and connection, sleep starts becoming much more interpretable. If this approach resonates with you, you'll find more videos on the channel where we unpack sleep through the lens of biology, development, and relationship, rather than rigid sleep rules. And if you want to understand this work as a practitioner, you might find our earlier videos helpful. Check out this one, which breaks down that loaded word overtiredness.